A sole proprietorship is a type of business structure where the owner and the business are considered the same entity. This means that the owner has complete control over the business and is personally liable for any debts, obligations, or legal issues that arise from the business's operations. Sole proprietorships are typically small businesses, often run by one person or a small group of individuals, and are common in industries such as consulting, freelance work, and retail. While sole proprietorships offer some benefits, they also have drawbacks. In this video, we will explore the pros and cons of this business structure to help you determine whether it is the right choice for your business. Some of the advantages of a sole proprietorship include complete control over the business, easy and inexpensive setup, minimal legal and regulatory requirements, full access to profits, flexibility in decision-making and operations, and the ability to deduct business losses on personal tax returns. However, there are also several disadvantages to consider, such as unlimited personal liability for business debts and obligations, difficulty in raising capital or securing financing, limited growth potential, no separation of personal and business assets, and sole responsibility for all aspects of the business. By understanding the pros and cons of a sole proprietorship, you can make an informed decision about whether this business structure is right for you. Keep watching to learn more about the advantages and disadvantages of a sole proprietorship and to determine whether it is the best choice for your business. Pros of a sole proprietorship. 1. Complete control over the business. One of the biggest advantages of a sole proprietorship is that the owner has complete control over the business. 1. The owner can make all the decisions regarding the business operations, from the products or services offered to the pricing strategy and marketing efforts. 1. This level of control allows the owner to quickly make decisions and take action when necessary, without having to consult with other partners or shareholders. 2. Easy and inexpensive to set up. Compared to other business structures, such as corporations or partnerships, a sole proprietorship is relatively easy and inexpensive to set up. 2. The owner can typically start the business with minimal legal and regulatory requirements, such as obtaining a business license and registering the business with the state. 2. This simplicity means that the owner can quickly get the business up and running, without having to spend a lot of time or money on legal fees. 3. Minimal legal and regulatory requirements. As mentioned above, a sole proprietorship has minimal legal and regulatory requirements. 3. The owner does not have to file separate business tax returns or keep detailed records of meetings and decisions, as is required with other business structures. 3. This simplicity can save the owner time and money, as they can focus on running the business rather than complying with complex regulations. 4. Full access to profits. In a sole proprietorship, the owner has full access to the profits generated by the business. 4. Unlike other business structures, where profits may have to be shared with partners or shareholders, the owner of a sole proprietorship can keep all the profits for themselves. 4. This can be especially advantageous for businesses with high profit margins or those that are just starting out and need to reinvest profits into the business. 5. Flexibility in decision-making and operations. Another advantage of a sole proprietorship is the flexibility in decision-making and operations. 5. Since the owner has complete control over the business, they can quickly adapt to changes in the market or industry, without having to consult with others. 5. This flexibility allows the owner to be more nimble and responsive to customer needs, which can give them a competitive advantage. 6. Ability to deduct business losses on personal tax returns. Finally, a sole proprietorship allows the owner to deduct business losses on their personal tax returns. 6. This means that if the business loses money in a given year, the owner can offset some of their personal income with the losses, which can reduce their overall tax liability. 6. This can be especially helpful for businesses that experience losses in their early years, as it can help the owner minimize their personal financial risk. Overall, these pros of a sole proprietorship can make it an attractive option for many entrepreneurs and small business owners. By providing complete control, ease of setup, minimal legal requirements, full access to profits, flexibility, and tax benefits, a sole proprietorship can be a great way to start and grow a successful business. Cons of a sole proprietorship. 1. Unlimited personal liability for business debts and obligations. One of the biggest drawbacks of a sole proprietorship is that the owner has unlimited personal liability for business debts and obligations. 1. This means that if the business is unable to pay its debts, creditors can come after the owner's personal assets, including their home, car, and personal savings. 1. This can be a significant risk for the owner, as it puts their personal financial security at stake. 2. Difficult to raise capital or secure financing. Another disadvantage of a sole proprietorship is that it can be difficult to raise capital or secure financing. 2. Since the owner is personally liable for business debts, lenders and investors may be hesitant to lend money or invest in the business, especially if it has a limited track record or history of profitability. 2. This can make it challenging for the owner to grow the business or take advantage of new opportunities. 3. Limited growth potential. Related to the difficulty in raising capital, a sole proprietorship can have limited growth potential. 3. Without access to external financing, the owner may have to rely on their own personal savings or profits from the business to fund growth. 3. This can slow down the business's expansion and limit its ability to compete with larger, more established competitors. 4. No separation of personal and business assets. In a sole proprietorship, there is no legal separation between the owner's personal and business assets. 4. This means that if the business is sued or faces legal issues, the owner's personal assets could be at risk. 4. It also means that it can be challenging to keep track of business expenses and income, as they are mixed in with the owner's personal finances. 5. Sole responsibility for all aspects of the business, including finances, operations, and management. Finally, in a sole proprietorship, the owner is solely responsible for all aspects of the business, including finances, operations, and management. 5. This can be overwhelming, especially for businesses that require specialized skills or expertise in areas like accounting or marketing. 5. It can also be challenging for the owner to take time off or delegate tasks, as there may not be anyone else available to handle them. Overall, these cons of a sole proprietorship can make it a less attractive option for some entrepreneurs and small business owners. By providing unlimited personal liability, difficulty in raising capital, limited growth potential, no separation of personal and business assets, and sole responsibility for all aspects of the business, a sole proprietorship can be a risky and challenging business structure to operate. However, with careful planning and management, it can still be a viable option for many small businesses. In summary, a sole proprietorship can offer advantages such as complete control over the business, easy and inexpensive setup, minimal legal and regulatory requirements, full access to profits, flexibility in decision-making and operations, and the ability to deduct business losses on personal tax returns. However, there are also significant drawbacks, including unlimited personal liability for business debts and obligations, difficulty in raising capital or securing financing, limited growth potential, no separation of personal and business assets, and sole responsibility for all aspects of the business. Who might benefit from a sole proprietorship? Entrepreneurs and small business owners who want to start a business quickly, without significant startup costs, and who value complete control over their business may find a sole proprietorship to be a good fit. It can also be a good option for those with low-risk businesses, such as consulting or freelance work, where the risk of liability is relatively low. On the other hand, those with high-risk businesses or who require significant startup capital may find a sole proprietorship to be too risky or limiting. Additionally, those who want to separate personal and business assets, or who want to bring on investors or partners, may find a different business structure, such as a partnership or LLC, to be more suitable. Ultimately, it's important for entrepreneurs and small business owners to seek professional advice before deciding on a business structure. An attorney, accountant, or business advisor can help assess the risks and benefits of different structures and guide you towards the option that best suits your needs and goals. In conclusion, while a sole proprietorship can be a good option for some businesses, it's important to carefully weigh the pros and cons and seek professional advice before making a decision.